Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th edition of the Factly Digest. I'm Parvati Mohan. I lead the audiovisual production efforts here at Factly. And a quick introduction for those of you who are joining us for the very first time. First of all, welcome to the Factly Digest. So, this is a series of lives that we've been doing from our in house studio where it's a fortnightly update. So, it happens once every 2 weeks. And we talk to members of two different teams from across Factly. So there are different teams that work in Factly that results in the content that we put out on our YouTube channel, among other platforms. So this is where we speak to these people who tirelessly bring out this wonderful content that we also share on our channel. And before we get down to that fortnightly update, a quick note on our memberships, which are now live, and members have been trickling in. So thank you so much for that. But also, for those of you who are not yet one subscribe to our channel, two not yet members, do subscribe and consider joining. There is the join button next to the channel name, and it's mainly a way for our viewers to show support for the kind of work that we do, which is mostly fact checking and data journalism here on our YouTube channel. And you get access to custom emojis and, of course, priority responses to your comments on our videos. And yeah, that said, whatever questions you may have for us to take during the course of this live, do leave them in the live chat, and we will take them towards the end of the live or somewhere in between if applicable. And even otherwise, please reach out to us through comments on our videos, through DMs on our social media platforms. We are at Factly India across platforms. And and of course, comments on our social media posts as well. So reach out to us and we will get back to you at some point. With that said, we will now move to the fortnightly update of the first team that we have here, which is the fact check team. I have Harshavardhan representing his team with me. Hi, Harshavardhan. Welcome back to the Factly Digest.
Hi, Parvati.
Yeah. So when we talk about the fake news spectrum, the last fortnight, especially the last week, has seen a lot of, the news cycle is full of Chandrayaan 3. So we know that when such a major event happens, of course there's going to be misinformation as well. So now we've done a few videos on this also, so that has led me to believe that it is not just one straightforward type of Chandrayaan 3 misinformation. There are different kinds. So take our viewers through the spectrum.
As we know, the ISRO's Chandrayaan has made a successful soft landing on the near the uh, south pole of the moon
Mm.
on 23rd August 2023.
Mm.
And subsequent deployment of the Pragyan rovers onto the surface of the moon for further scientific studies. There has been majorly three different kinds of fake news involving this event. The first one is that as soon as the Vikram lander landed on the lunar surface, several users shared the visuals of the Chandrayaan landing. But they shared the visuals of the previous animated videos, like
Mm.
animated landing videos of
Mm.
Apollo 11 and
Mm.
Blue Origin's Blue Moon landing.
Mm.
And so they shared the visuals of these visuals as the real footage of the Chandrayaan 3
Right.
Vikram landing.
Mm.
And the other one is the imprint. Other misinformation is regarding the imprints of the Pragyan rover.
Mm.
While it is true that ISRO has engraved the symbols of national emblem and ISRO logo on
Mm.
the two rear wheels of the
Yeah.
Pragyan rover, so several users, as you can see on the screen, they shared the image which shows these logos positioned between two tire marks.
Mm.
But it is actually, in our investigation, we found that it's actually an artistic representation of
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
Pragyan rover thing. And the second kind of misinformation is that the footage shared by Chandrayaan 3.
Mm.
Several users again shared these AI-generated
Mm. Yeah.
images of the Earth from the Moon as the
Mm.
real images of the footage shared by
Yeah.
Chandrayaan 3. And similarly, seemingly out of desperation, several users also shared this footage of the Mars recorded by these rovers like Curiosity rover and
Yeah.
Perseverance
Yeah.
rover. they shared these footages as the footage shared by Chandrayaan 3.
Yeah.
But viewers should be careful in this matter, because ISRO has been uploading this
Yeah.
footage onto their websites
Yeah.
and their official social media handles. So it's better to share official videos
Yes.
footage released by the ISRO rather than
Yeah.
the one circulated on the social media. And the third kind of misinformation is related to the officials who are involved in the ISRO Chandrayaan 3 mission.
Yeah.
The misinformation is like the uh, statements linking the success of the ISRO's mission to Rigveda
Yeah.
are falsely misattributed to the ISRO chairman, Dr. S. Somnath.
Mm.
And also another video, users also shared an old video of ISRO chairman dancing with his colleagues, uh, claiming that it's the recent visuals that they are
Yeah. Yeah.
celebrating the success, but actually it's an old video
Yeah.
and is not related to the recent events. And the third one is related to the salaries, unpaid salaries to the
Mm.
employees of the ISRO, like and the actual truth is that uh, the HEC, Heavy Engineering Corporation Limited, a PSU under the government of India.
Mm.
This company supplied critical components to the Chandrayaan 3.
Mm.
But due to these losses faced by these financial losses for this company, this companies was unable to pay salaries to their employees
Okay.
for over several months.
Mm.
But actually, the original ISRO and the engineers worked in the company
Mm.
were being paid on time,
Yeah.
as said by the PIB
Mm.
fact check. So one thing I wanted to say is, just because majority of the people believe in something doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
it's always true,
Yeah.
because truth is not solely determined by popularity.
True.
So we need to always in this era, each and every department of government department have their own websites, and they maintain their own databases and make the data public, so users can always go to their websites
Yeah.
rather than believing some rumors
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I know it's a moment of great pride for all of Indians that this monumental thing has happened, but somewhere it does feel like the achievement is being belittled by this kind of thing. So take pride, but yes, like Harsha said, share the right information, share the visuals that ISRO has shared, and do not attach any other claims to it,
Yeah.
or just follow ISRO and get your information firsthand. All right. So that's all related to Chandrayaan 3. What are the other trends of fake news been this fortnight?
The other kind of misinformation we got is this edited, morphed, and age-generated images. Some examples are this image of PM Modi's face superimposed on the waterfalls of Zambia. Actually, it's an edited image. We can clearly see. And the next one is that edited image of a Pakistani politician consuming alcohol while traveling in a flight. And the next image is that age-generated image of a man's face seemingly visible on the streets of a neighborhood. And the next one, similarly, this edited images, yeah, these edited images are usually difficult for general public to debunk,
Hmm.
because they, when you do reverse image search, they you can get the what if you do general, I mean general Google or Yandex reverse image search, you generally get to the source of the image, but not the original two or three images mixed with this. I mean, you cannot get the sources of the multiple images
Hmm.
used in the image. So what we can do is crop to the part of the image,
Hmm.
and then find the source of these images individually,
Hmm.
so that you can know these images are edited or AI generated or
Yeah.
morphed. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Like Harsha said, these are some of the tools that you can use. But if you're unable to, even then, we have a WhatsApp tip line, which is active all the time. And you can send your, if it's an image claim, you can send the image. If it's a video claim, you can send the video. Or, if it's text, you can paste the text there. And if there is an existing fact check for that particular claim, you will automatically receive it. If not, our team will look into it and get back to you. So definitely share the number that's sorry, save the number that's on your screen and use this feature completely free, of course. Yeah, and I think with that, we've come to the end of the fact check team's update. Thank you, Harsha. We'll now move to the next team, but before that, a quick few things. Once again, for those who are just joining us now, our memberships are live on our YouTube channel, so consider joining. You have access to exclusive emojis and priority response to your comments. Follow us across social media platforms. We are at Factly India on all platforms, and here you will get access to information, bite-sized information that you can consume on the go. And for deeper dives, of course, go to our website factly.in, where all the articles written by the fact check team and the newsroom team all are. So these are all avenues that you should uh, look into. Um, and with that, we now move to the research team represented by Akhil. Hi, Akhil.
Hi.
So Akhil will be talking about the latest on the front of our in-house product, Dataful. Quickly, for those of you joining us for the first time, Dataful is an easy and fast way of working with public data. And when we say public data, that's sources related to mostly the government of India, like RBI, Census, NFHS, the whole works. It covers more than 50 sectors. And it has data sets, and what it essentially is that there are clean standardized data sets from all this. So usually data sets come as a lot, they're very
They're not standardized.
they're
Like,
not
they're
standardized.
clean.
Yeah, so if you want to really work with it, there's a lot of work that goes into first cleaning and standardizing the data set. So Dataful has more than 15,000 of such cleaned and standardized data sets, and that number is of course only increasing every month. And it's useful, among others, to journalists, students, researchers, private think tanks, and anyone really who works with public data. So anything you want to add to that?
No, you covered everything. But like Parvati says, there's a lot of data sets covering different topics. So if somebody wants to work with data, one thing I have to say, like, it's not just data. We have, for every topic, we just go back 10 to 20 years. So you can find a compilation of all the data related to a topic from last 10 to 20 years. Wherever possible, we try to go. For some data sets, there is also 100 years data. For example, there is temperature data where the data is available from 1901.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
for such data, we do a lot of compilation. We just don't take the data from government portal and drop it on our website, but we also clean standardize before making it available for the users.
Wonderful. Okay. So now getting into the fortnightly update, we spoke to Harsha from FactCheck just a little earlier about Chandrayaan 3. And now at Dataful, you and your team have also done some data work related to ISRO missions. So take our viewers through why and how you did this.
uh, this is one of the USP of Dataful, where we don't just dump data like everything we get, we just don't dump it, but we also take users' point of view. Since everybody is discussing about Chandrayaan 3 and its successful mission, we thought, why don't we provide data related to all the missions conducted by ISRO since its inception? So we went on to this website. There's the data set are scattered across different pages. What we did was we took the data, cleaned it, and provided it clean, standardized manner so that anybody who wants to work with data, like want to see how ISRO has progressed over the years, they can just download the data from Dataful and just see how ISRO has progressed over the last 50 odd years. So there are also free data sets available. Say what currently subscription open for the Dataful portal, but anybody, there are a lot of free data sets available on the portal. So anybody can just sign up on the portal, www.dataful.in, and they can download a lot of free data sets available on the portal. And there are a lot of free data sets related to ISRO as well. So one of the user downloaded the free data set and also wrote a story on it. Like you can go onto the CSS Daily website where they have also credited to Dataful. So they have written a story on ISRO missions using the data downloaded from the Dataful website. So anybody who's interested in a specific topic can go onto the portal, download the data set, and do their own analysis based on the clean data sets available on the website.
Yeah. So Akhil has mentioned the free data sets that are available, but also subscriptions are live on Dataful, and we have had subscribers coming in as well. We've had positive feedback from the industry. So if this is at all relevant to you, definitely go to dataful.in. That's dataful.in, and if it's applicable to you, then you should consider taking the membership. You will not regret it. Okay. Uh, Fine then. Okay. What other interesting data sets did you work on the past fortnight?
Uh, One interesting data set was the Asian Games. That was one request we got from our one of our subscribers. Like, can you make data sets on Asian Games since it is coming? Like on September 23rd, Asian Games is getting started. So we thought like it would be useful for everybody since everybody wants to do stories on Asian Games. So the team looked into it. The data set was like available from 1951. So we compiled and made the datasets available from 5 datasets on Asian Games. But the compilation was not easy and the cleaning was not easy because the data is available in the public domain. Like the same data is available on different domains. Like Olympics website has data on Asian Games. Olympic Council of Asia has data on Asian Games, and also Indian Olympic Association also had data on it. But when we started comparing the data, there were some discrepancies for some years. Like the numbers were not matching for the medals, numbers were not matching for some years.
Okay.
So the team has to go through the news reports. Like what happens is when when player gets caught in doping and everything, the medal goes on to the
Right,
other player.
right,
So
right.
the medal numbers change,
Right.
and these websites didn't get updated.
Right.
So the team has to go through the news reports, see for who where the medal went after the doping charges were
Yeah.
found true. So the team worked hard to compile and as accurate as possible. The datasets you find on Dataful is as accurate as possible. Like so, you can just download the Asian Games data and do your own analysis. Similarly, we also made available the datasets on corporate social responsibility, and the team found similar inaccuracies in the data available on the website. CSR data portal is like there's a proper website for it, but what happens on the data available on the portal is like, for example, if you take ICC Bank Limited, like they are supposed to spend on CSR since their revenue is more. So we have found two entries for the same company. Like ICC Bank Limited is 3 words separated with space. There's another entry with no space between bank and limited.
Okay.
So they are two separate entries for the same company.
Right.
So there was a inaccuracy in the CSR data. So the team went again, so clean the data, standardize it, so that anybody who want to use it don't find any difficulties in using that.
Yeah. Now, these are all the challenges with existing data, which I believe was the case with ISRO and Asian Games. But your team goes several steps further. You also use the right to information, popularly known as RTI, of course, to get data sometimes. So take us through this process.
So just like I said, we see the user's point of view in using the data, and like I said earlier, like we do a time series of data. It's not like just like 5 years data available, so just put it. We try to collect the data for last 10 to 20 years on any specific topic. So in that process, what we sometimes find is there's no available data in the public domain. Like some websites keep data, but after 1 week they remove the data, but it would be available with the government. So in such cases, what we do is we file RTS with specific departments and ministries, and when we get replies from them, we again sometimes those replies comes in documents, sometimes they send properly, sometimes scanned documents. So what the team does again is like scan them again, clean the data sets, standardize them, and keep it on the. We recently uploaded 2 datasets related to art through which we got through RTA. One was the profit and loss of airports, which are under the Airports Authority of India, and the other important dataset was the pending cases, department and ministry-wise pending cases, where the government of India is litigating. There's some interesting data which people, if want to do some good analysis, they can just download the data and do there.
Okay.
And like not RTA, but we keep adding a lot of data sets to the portal. Like some of the data sets was antiquities, which was stolen, retrieved by India last 30-40 years. And the other was the bank frauds or national family health survey data sets. And there are 12 bonds data. I think no, you can't find anywhere else. There are 12 bonds data. So recently we got information regarding the latest data, so we updated it again. So yeah, and today itself, like we added LPG data, like we started comparing since that price reduction happened and everybody was interested in the LPG prices. We added LPG prices today. So like we added it, but we updated again with the latest data.
Yeah. So what I understand is that essentially what may appear like a very nice data set on dataful.in, there are weeks of work, hours and hours of work that has gone behind each.
One such data is weekly outbreak. There's our data available on the website, but team has always 2 to 3 months they worked on it, and when they are being updated, it took a lot of effort from like 5 to 6 people have worked on it for the 2 to 3 months. Then it became a proper data set on the data.
Yeah, so that is something for you to keep in mind when you're battling with yourself whether to take a subscription or not, because it is absolutely going to be worth it if you work with any of these fields that use public data. Okay, so thank you, Akhil, for that
Thanks.
fortnightly update. I think we do not have any questions from our viewers. That is okay. You can always, of course, like I said earlier, reach out to us through comments on both our YouTube channel or our social media platforms. Once again, that's at Factly India across platforms. DM us, whatever means works for you, and we will get back. And of course, our WhatsApp tip line for fact checks. And with that, we conclude this edition of the Factly Digest. The next one will be 2 weeks from today. That should be Thursday, 14th of September, around the same time, 6 p.m. IST. And in the meantime, if you're not already subscribed to us, subscribe, follow us on social media, consider joining our memberships, and yeah, reach out through all the means that I just listed out. Thank you so much for joining us on the Factly Digest, and we hope to see you the next time. And of course, in the meantime, through all the content that we put out every day on our YouTube channel and our social media platforms. Thank you.